How's it going, guys, and welcome back to FindingCharizard. And yes, we are back with another video today, and in this video we're going to be looking at booster boxes and the power of holding for the long term. We're going to be covering some booster boxes that have gone up in price and comparing them to some of the booster boxes you can currently get at the minute for very, very cheap. So to start things off, we're going to be looking at Fusion Strike. Again, Fusion Strike is really ticking off now. Some beautiful cards. Obviously you've got the Gengar, the Espeon and the Mew cards to all go for All-Starts galore. Some of the most beautiful All-Stars that we've seen throughout the Sword and Shield era, in my opinion. However, when it comes to looking at TCG Player and the price of the boxes, the booster boxes, you're looking to pay $231.23. That is absolutely nuts. And considering when Fusion Strike was first released, you were able to get these booster boxes out for like £110, if not cheaper than that, depending on how you bought them. And the fact that you can see clearly on the graph here the rise in Fusion Strike at the minute over that $200 mark, it is quite important to take note of that, because I said a long time ago, look out for these booster boxes, because I think they're going to tick off, and Sword and Shield era is going to be one to remember. Next up, we have Chilling Reign. As you can see, the Chilling Reign booster box, again, another fantastic set. A lot of cards over the value of £20 or around that mark. And not only that, you've got the Galarian Moltres, which is a stunning card, and you've also got the Blaziken VMAX All Art, which is another sick looking card, another one I need to get in the collection. However, as you can see on the graph from TCG Player, you've got that booster box sitting around $200. Again, you can see the rise this is having with Chilling Reign as well. And going forward, I think it's just going to keep on rising with Fusion Strike and Chilling Reign. But thing it must remember with the Pokemon market, it does always fluctuate, and you'll see in some graphs some of those fluctuations, how it can kind of increase and how it can kind of decrease. So keeping up to date with it with regards to your investments is very important. Next up, we have Lost Origin. It hasn't hit the same heights as Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike, but as you can see, the booster box from Lost Origin, it is starting to go up that way. $176. Again, you've got the Giratina All Art, which is a stunning looking card. You've got the Aerodactyl, and you've got the Trainer Gallery, which does have a Charizard, does have some Pikachus in there as well to go for. A very strong set in general. It hasn't quite hit the peaks of Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike, but I think it will get there, no doubt, because it's a very strong set throughout. That Trainer Gallery being very strong as well. If you haven't already done so though, guys, do smash that subscribe button, like today's video, put on notifications as well so you don't miss any of my videos. Not only that, go check out the FindingCharizard Discord. The links will be in the description below, and we can chat Pokemon there as well. Now, our next Pokemon booster box, we're going really quite early on into the Sword and Shield era. I think it was the second set that was released, and that is Rebel Clash. Rebel Clash, as you can see, this is where on TCG Play you can see the fluctuations in the market, how it's kind of increased and how it's kind of come down a little bit more recently. But again, still sitting at $219. Again, it has, over the period of time, it has jumped up in price. When I come to think of Rebel Clash, nothing really excited me about Rebel Clash. I can't think of anything major in the sets that I really liked anyway. But for me, nothing too great of a set in general. However, you can see over time, the long term of keeping that booster box sealed, it has still worked out in a good investment since the booster box was first released. And over time, that will only go up in value. Next up though, now we have Sword and Shield base. I remember seeing these for like £90 at one point. Now, the Sword and Shield base, as you can see from TCG Player, it is around $263. That's how much a booster box of Sword and Shield base is going to cost you. Again, you've got the Zacian Zamazenta gold cards, which were the kind of standout cards for me anyway. They're the only really ones that I really cared about. However, with the Sword and Shield base, as you can see, getting the very first of like the base set of the new era can work out pretty good, because considering how much you were able to get that when it was first released, around £90, I think I got one for. And now, considering it's, you know, over $200, it's looking like a nice investment, considering I've just had it sitting in a cupboard, just letting increase over value over time. So what I really wanted to cover with today's video was more so about how you can buy products now and hold them for a long period of time. Hold the sealed products, even though this is still class modern investment. When I was banging on about a year and a half ago about buying up Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike and Lost Origin and all this, this is where it comes into play, because now we're at a point where we've started to see the increases and the changes within the market and these boxes becoming more valuable. I said a while ago that the Sword and Shield era could be an era to remember purely because of the alternate arts and how they've really come onto the scene throughout Sword and Shield. And when you compare to some of the booster boxes that you can get now, obviously from Scarlet and Violet, it doesn't really excite me. With the era so far, for me, the best things come out of it is Obsidian Flames, because I love Charizard. But even that, like the Charizard's one, overly exciting to me. I've seen better artworks in general. However, you can still pick up Obsidian Flames off End Game at the minute for £93.99. And you know, when you consider it's a set based around Charizard, there's always going to be that pull for people to come back to Obsidian Flames. You know, for 93, 94 quid, call it, it's not a bad entry point to go in at. And it's kind of the same for Temporal Forces as well. Obviously, the newest set that's been released, again, End Game, they can still provide that for you for £98.99. For considering, you know, the RRP on these booster boxes is 155, something like that. You know, that's under that £100 mark. And I think if you can get booster boxes, you know, from Scarlet and Violet for under £100, that makes sense to me. You know, that's going to be a solid long-term investment. As we can kind of compare, I'm not going to say, I don't want to go out and say these figures are going to reflect the same as the Sword and Shield era, because so far the eras are very, very different. They feel different, they look different. And not only that, Scarlet and Violet has you know, a long way to go yet. But when you just look at the natural growth and just to put into perspective of how it can develop throughout the market, and holding a Pokemon booster box for a long period of time, even though it's modern, it can still gain you money over not that long of a time period. But that is everything I've got for you today, though, guys. Be sure to leave me comments down below. Tell me what you think. Also, I'm affiliated with CardCon event, which is happening towards the end of April. So if you want 20% off that, go use that link there. And also with Third Down Displays, use code FindingCharizard for both CardCon and Third Down Displays, and get yourself 10% off some of your Pokemon card accessories and stuff. But that's everything I've got for you today, though, guys. Really hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys again soon.